Pardon me. Okay. Let me go to my notes. First, I wanted to start with some easier stuff. We shall call it that way. So if everyone can join the screen share. From my perspective, and I think we can all kind of share the same perspective, we don't have problem with calls. We kind of created a problem that we should have stopped before, but didn't. Is that someone would have called something else, which is normal. We're all. I can't look. Oh, do I need to restart the screen share or?
No, I think he's just on his phone or driving his car.
Oh yeah. I will describe while drive. I will describe what I'm like looking at and shit. But either way, a good example that I can get across is when we started out with on Clubhouse. I think Noisy started with it. He called Secret Adam, and after that, we have been having the trouble that we call things differently for the same thing, and it's making everyone a little bit confused. Now, from my perspective, I don't think we gotta sit down and like explain each call to one another, if that makes sense. I think the thing that I think we need to do right now is one, fix the calls that everyone had a problem with. So that does not only mean the calls that I think, like if you think people fuck up certain calls, now is the moment to speak it out. And we're just gonna agree all together that we're calling that spot this specific way and no other way. If someone calls it that other way, we don't get mad over it. We just put our foot down and we say, no, it's called this, learn it. And then we move on from it. I think that's what we did wrong with Noisy. And then we kind of got confused with like Skyscraper and like Brown Stairs, Wave, and then with Sushi and Restaurant and everything. So I think we just kind of let the problem slide and we just let it go out of hand. Now, my question obviously towards you is I am not the only one who shares the vision over here. Do you guys agree with the stuff that I just said, that we can just go over it and just explain these calls and just that we can agree all on one certain call? Or would you guys rather have that we like make like entire theory sessions where we like get the blueprint of the map basically and like name everything from top to bottom?
Yes, like, what was I gonna say? Like, even though it's the most basic fucking rudimentary things, like calling out a call out and what that would refer to, like making sure that we just have that down, so that like just from a base level, we will never fuck up where someone is, like by the wrong call out. Basically, yeah, that's just like I'm not gonna lie, should have done this a while ago.
So, like, just so I can clarify it a little, because it
Yes,
feels.
we should do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I gave you two choices. That's the thing. For
What
me,
is it?
I feel like we have a good baseline. We just fucked up here and there all of a sudden, and I just want to fix the problems that we had. So like the calls that we called wrong, to fix those, so we can then have like the good baseline again. Because as we done in bank, we have like box one, box two, then we have pitch, and then we have hedge drop for like the boxes, if you know what I mean. When we came across the problem with the pillar on like the yellow pillar and then the pillar on garage for like concert, we agreed that we called the yellow the pillar closest to yellow P1 and the other pillar P2. The same thing we did for EXO and for Nano. So we have a Nano pillar who's called like P1, and then we have EXO pillar who's called P2. So my question is, you want to keep doing that, so when the moment we feel like it's a problem that we can't call out a certain stuff, that we then go to the drawing board, and instead of just doing it in mid-scrim, like we will agree on it mid-scrim or like just call it something mid-scrim, but then the next day we like basically what I suggested to in the one-on-one server in my own channel right now, is that every like time we have like a problem or struggle or something, we can do every 2 days, every 3 days, every week, like stuff like that. That we basically have an hour that we come on. So for example, if we start at 7, we would start at 7, but we would just come and we would just talk to one another. So we would, the problems we have written down, like we would go to the root of it and like learn how to fix it. And then we would talk about the callouts, maybe like switched up or changed here or there, like things that are going wrong. So we basically, every week to every 2 days to how soon we deem it that it needs to happen, that we have an hour that we can, like, before we do anything, that we can just talk about the problems and we can actually go to the root of it. So like not just not just saying this is a problem, like this is a problem, how do we fix said problem now for like the coming hour? And if we can't fix the problem in an hour's of time, we just cancel the scrim and we just like go look for another 2 map scrim if we need 2 hours to like talk about our problems or to fix our problems. And even then, if we don't have enough time, we cancel everything. So that day could possibly go from like 1 hour talking to like having 4 hours talked about like all of the problems. This means also running around in the custom games if it is something that we have to do in a custom game. But I could also go as deep as, I find it annoying that you speak this certain way to me, if that makes sense.
Rain,
Yes?
you have just like, I'm not gonna lie, I've gone a little bit on a tangent. We're just deciding like, do we just go over specific callouts or just go over every single map? Or is
Yes.
that because I'd rather just be pro-reactive, like what's it called? Pro-reactive or pre-reactive? I forgot what it's called. Instead of reacting all, oh fuck's sake, we fucked up that caller, let's go and fix it. How about we just baseline? We just learn the fucking, like, we go through every single map, learn, like, put call outs to specific spots, learn them, and then if we fuck it up, then it's their mistake, it's not the team's mistake.
I was
And
about
also,
to say,
yeah.
I was about to say, maybe it's actually worth it to go like over every single map that we play at least, and for every also small spot that people commonly sit in, find a custom call out, so that we can like give calls with more precision, potentially faster, you know. So like I just maybe bad example because I'm looking at the like Clubhouse blueprints right now. But for example, in bar, you know, when somebody's sitting behind the bar, you know, instead of like explaining that for like 20 minutes mid-match, we can just like find, because like bar is the room, but also like sort of like a prop in the room, you know, that somebody can sit behind. Maybe it would be actually worth it for like these sort of spots that like people commonly sit in and that you don't like have an immediate call for, that we just find custom calls like for these sort of things, like for bar, for example, like I don't know, fucking whiskey, you know, to know
Okay.
that like somebody's actually sitting behind that bar,
Could we?
and like do that for all the maps we play.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sometimes I have trouble with recognizing when people are done speaking. My excuses.
Oh, good.
Yeah, is it then fine that we do something that we don't put the baseline calls in there? I think we all know like what each room is called everywhere, and for Lair,
Why don't we
like
just go through it though? You know what
Yeah,
I
like
mean?
let's just go over everything and like just give everything a call, write that shit down, make a screenshot, and send it into somewhere so that people don't have to remember like 100 fucking calls for one map, one floor, you know?
okay, is it fine that we keep the calls that you see on the screen right now, so from R6 calls, or do you want me to like get a color in there and rewrite every like room basically?
I mean, these are like the default. Like I personally, I think everyone should know like the default call of every room.
That's
It's more of like these like more granular spots that we need to nail down.
yeah. That
Yeah,
was
you
the
have like things with storage and secret.
yes. That was the thing. That was like I was asking before. Maybe I like vocalized it wrong then, but that was like what I was asking. Like you want to do every like call like this, like you want to rewrite it basically, or you just want to do the deeper calls.
Uh
It's like for
Now
me,
we can leave the default calls, but for those that we have different calls, for example, like storage, right? Like nobody calls that fucking storage. We just call it like either secret or add-on. We just like everyone gets to talk on like what calls they know for that spot, and then we agree on one, and that we actually write down. But apart from that, we're like everyone, right? Like everyone kind of agree on stage being stage, right? That is just like the room. We just need the more granular calls for that. So we don't even go over that, right? We just like go over every room. You say, for example, okay, this is stage. Can everybody agree? Yes, 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 yes. Okay, then like let's go to the more granular calls. Okay, this is storage. Can everybody agree? No, I call it Adam. No, I call it secret. Okay, which do we want to take? We vote. Done. Right.
Okay.
And then we can like say, okay, if somebody's like, I don't know, sitting in this fucking red corner or whatever, what do we want to call that? That is what like essentially what I'm talking about. My idea, right? Don't have to do that, but that's what I'm proposing right now.
Okay. Then yeah, I was reading Max's messages. So like, sorry for changing the subject for 2 minutes. But Max asked if we could maybe do the hard like talk first. So I basically wanted to like ask you guys something, because I don't know if you guys feel like we have the need for this, because this is obviously something that we need to decide as a team. So what I regularly do with Pauki basically, and how I keep my relationship stable, is that we sometimes have talks for hours on end, complaining to one another what one another is doing, but not in a toxic way. Just letting each other know, when you do this specific thing, it annoys the living shit out of me. I have rather that you do this said thing. So I just had a question, if you guys were open to it, that like we could have somewhat of some sort of conversation, but that means that you do not get to talk about yourself. So it's gonna be hard to hear all of that stuff, because you're basically gonna have like Messiah, who's gonna have like a rant for 15 minutes about like what he hates about like that I do as an IGL, or what Zyko does, or like what Taken does, or what Max does. So we basically render that all in. We take it as like champs. We can discuss about it and we can ask questions about it, but we have to understand that that person is opening themselves up to just have a normal conversation, to get a clean sheet to start again, basically. So for me and Pauki, just to back it up, that you know like where this all comes from, for me and Pauki, this has basically made my relationship that I think in the past year and a half I have had not have a fight with Pauki, because we do this in a respectful and with manners towards each other. Again, this is a team choice. I'm not saying we have to do something like this. I just asking how you feel all about it. I'm sorry, Zyko, for switching the subject. I'm just doing this because Max said he needs to go in 10 minutes, and he rather had to do this than like do the callouts, because from the callouts he gets the like screenshots. You know what I mean?
Sure. I mean, if everyone gives themselves like 2 minutes just to talk about everyone else, so that we can fit it into that time frame that Mark said, then yeah, sure, that's fine.
Okay. Is everyone else like agreeing with this? Messiah, you?
I personally feel like the calls are more important.
It's just because sorry to cut you off, but it's just because sorry, it's just because like Max has got like 10 minutes, and we can do this. Like he only needs to see the screenshots of like the maps. Like
the thing is, we're still recording, right?
yeah,
The thing is, what I'm saying is essentially, like I personally wouldn't have a problem with doing it right now. I personally wouldn't have a problem if we just like write each other what our problems are. I'm pretty sure that there was a point when we agreed, like when XOR was still on the team, but still, where we agreed that if somebody has feedback for somebody else, they can just write it in a channel here on the server. I don't know which one it was, but whatever, right? So I personally wouldn't have a problem if everybody just like texted their problems, whether that be in a channel on the server or like to me in DMs that I have with me. But if everybody wants to, we can also like go over it now and just talk about it.
Okay.
But if you're not like allowed to like talk back on it, I don't see the point why we should talk about it in the first place. We can just like send each other like a list or of things, or like
it's
just
not
send
like
messages, you know.
It's not like that you don't get to talk back. It's more of like what I meant with, sorry for long vocalizing that
Yeah, just
again.
take the feedback. I get it, but
Yeah, but like you can have a proper discussion about it. What I meant with talking back is not, but you that, if that makes sense. Like you take the criticism and you talk about why is this happening to us, if that makes sense. What I meant with talking back is just not starting an argument over each other. Like be respectful towards each other and be open of like, I actually did this, or I think I didn't do this.
I have.
Yeah, Max, you're
I
gonna
have.
be you're gonna
Now
be
you
tired.
don't have a
nice.
connection.
I have to.
Have,
He has.
Max, we
I don't-
cannot hear you at all.
Max, you're gonna have to type, bro. Like
if you Can you guys hear me while I'm driving?
Oh, now
Yeah,
I can
now
hear
we
you
Can you
can.
hear
now.
me?
No.
Now not anymore.
No.
Now you have a
Yeah.
shitty connection.
Alex, while we're waiting on Max, what do you think about it?
Yo, should we just like Max needs to go? He's got like 5-10 minutes. Should we just do it now? Like he literally said, you don't even need to speak. We'll just say it. Like if we want to discuss further afterwards, then sure we can like rewatch the play on it. Let's just do it. Like because I haven't got that much time. Like we've just wasted 20 minutes doing nothing.
Okay.
I feel like we've just done nothing. We let's just talk about it.
Okay. Someone who wants to start?
Actually, fuck it. Let's just point someone out. Alex, you fucking start, mate.
He said wait 2 seconds, Rain.
Ah, fuck this motherfucker.
I'll start then. I'll just like talk about it. So, for me, the thing that's sometimes getting annoying is that we put effort and time into, for example, trigger words that we're trying to create to have structure, and then I have multiple people who give the certain call out that they want to do something that this trigger word explains, but we don't commit to that. That is annoying for me. Then I'm sorry to say it, Psycho, but like last time yesterday when we talked about it, and like I said, like I had to like repeat like throughout the 6 maps that like you had to stop like calling for a listen and calling for a Michael. Like to me it felt a little bit not disrespectful, but like disappointed when you said, yeah, I should maybe put that in my vocab, while I was just sitting there and thinking to myself, like, why hasn't he already done that? Like, isn't that the reason why we have trigger words? Then the other thing that sometimes puts me off is that like it feels sometimes like I'm the only person who really calls to be monotone towards each other. I feel like nobody, like, I know myself I have a problem with it, but like I feel like it doesn't ever get called when I don't call it, if that makes sense. Then just we have sat multiple times down with each other where we went, if we are in a post plant, we either decide together to get aggressive or we decide together to stay in red basically. But always, without fail, the two people who are in the clutch situation barely talk to one another of what they want to do. They basically go more of like systematically what they used to do than what they actually like need to learn and need to do towards each other. For the rest, I'm gonna be honest, I don't see a lot of other problems. Like it's like I explained enough with the fundamental things and we already had like a reality check of that, so I don't think I need to like go down on that route again. But that's basically everything that like I had a severe problem with. Somebody else can start talking, or you can go into depth on what I said that you disagree with it, or that we can just have a normal discussion about it.
Sure, I'll start. I'll just give like 10 seconds to what you just said. Rain, I've literally for the last like hour been like learning them and like making sure that I'll say it next screen. What do you call it? I'll go over each person. I don't have any like general things to the team, just like very specific things. Rain, just remember that it's a one-shot headshot game. I understand that you went over it with TJ about like, you know, playing with like not having your gun up all the time when you're peeking something and like maybe switching util and shit like that. Obviously, I just wanted to go over that quickly, like, you know, because, you know, like you're already going over it. You already like identified that problem. It's calm. But like, just always remember that it is a one-shot headshot game. They can just instantly just tap you whenever you're doing anything. You just always have to be alert. I can't really think of anything else for you.
Oh wait, Max. I'm sorry. Max typed that he 2 seconds wanted to talk before he like had to go.
Sure.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, I'll be very quick because I know obviously everyone else wants to talk and I want to listen to what everyone else has to say. I would have like if I could make one comment about everyone and then make a comment about myself, I feel like that would be fair, just for everyone to consider one thing. I think for myself and for Zyko, the like the one thing we can focus on, just like one thing we can focus on for next room to be a little better, is to be more monotone. I think Rain, for yourself, I think you can work more on your IGL in mid round. So the comments that I said to TJ before about not having a set plan is I want to finish here at the start of the round, but once we've done a little bit of the hard work at the start, by the middle, say, Michael, let's work towards this. And a little bit more of that in the middle of the round rather than when it's too late. Alex, I think as a hard support, you do your fine.
And he's gone.
Sorry.
My PC just crashed.
No, it's
Okay.
I'm outside my girlfriend, so I'm trying to be quick. I'm sorry.
all good.
As a hard support, you do fine. I think your positioning could be a lot better. Positioning yourself almost as the back line, so that you can do your job first, and once you've done your job, you can then reposition to where you can play a little more aggressive. Because I can, off the top of my head, a couple times on Clubhouse, we needed you before you'd done your job and you had died. So just positioning yourself behind the entry people rather than to like the side of them or in front of them. And for Messiah, I think your fragging ability is great, but I think you can ask while you're clearing on some of the bigger maps like Bank and maybe like Lair, for example, you can ask the support players, similar to when I want to go for a lurk, ask them to ask them to go in a certain direction that you want to go in. Like in the same way, I might ask, I'll put a cafe cam. Can someone put a lobby cam? I'll go here. You can do the same thing if you want. I think you can do that a little more on the attack. Other than that, I've always said that I think on a lot of the rounds, we're only like one or two, maybe small. Girlfriend. Only like one or two things from fixing it, but I think that once I listened back and once we've talked, that I think moving forward everything will be okay. That's
Okay.
everything. Love you all.
Cool.
Then sorry for interrupting before, but then Zyko, you can take over again.
All good. What was I gonna say? Messiah, you just need to listen a bit more. Like, where I mean, we all make a joke out of it, but like, I'm not gonna say, oh, it's not a joke anymore. I'm just saying, like, either turn people up or like, if you're holding an angle, you can still like you're not really doing anything. You can still listen to like what everyone's trying to do around you and like accordingly move yourself around, etc. Like what I was meaning is like like be like what like as if like you're not listening. Maybe you are listening, but like it's not. You're more focused on what you're doing than like thinking about I don't know. Like it's one of them things that it's like either you figure out or like I don't know. Maybe turn everyone up. Like it's probably just yours to solve that little problem of tunnel vision. Alex, I agree with what Max said. Put yourself behind people instead of on cutoffs. So I'll give an example. When we were trying to get, we were attacking Cash, and you were on the highway, like a CC window, con window, and then you die on CC window. You just don't need to be there, like at all yet, because I think we had just cleared up to con, but we still hadn't actually got enough control where you could be like move in, get the like open the wall, etc. And then Max is the same thing from me to him, from him to me, about just keeping the comms down a bit more. And I haven't played enough with him to like see other problems. But yeah, I think that's really it, to be honest. I agree with Max that most of the time I think Rain you do like quite well in mid round, but like I think just making sure it's consistent basis where like we cleared this. Okay, let's move to here, and then we've cleared that. Okay, we're in quite a good position to maybe execute. Let's go for this side or this side. You know what I mean? You do it quite well on Clubhouse, just not as good on other maps. That's it.
Okay. It's either Messiah or Alex.
You wanna go or do I? Sorry.
Oh, you go first.
What a gentleman.
So I'll also like say something about everyone. Very short. Okay. For Rain, I know this is a like team thing, but if like the mental goes like the shit, sometimes you try to like get the mental of the team up, but sometimes you yourself your mental goes down as well, and you can kind of hear it in your agiling. I would say try to work a bit on that. For you, Zyko, the monotone stuff and like the trigger words, try to work on them. For Messiah, not really that much, but sometimes when I'm like droning, I'm calling like that I have a drone behind you, but I see you pushing forward. It's not that much, but sometimes I like see you do that. And then for Max, a bit of the monotone as well, because he sometimes yells a bit too much. Not yell, but like talk loud. That's a bit of that, yeah.
Okay. Now comes the a bit lesser part, fun part. So I'll start with this. I'm
Does
just
Messiah
gonna.
not need to go?
Size and when, nigga.
Oh, sorry, bro. I'm so
I
sorry.
honestly don't have anything to say. Just go on, Rain.
No. Like it's important.
No, but the problem is I literally don't have anything to say. I don't know what to tell you. Like this is way too like out of the nothing for me to be able to say anything that means anything, you know, to anyone.
Okay.
Like I would just like if I had to say something, I would just be pulling shit out of my ass, you know.
Okay. Would you rather have like because we're gonna have to do this like more because it makes the team stable in my opinion. But like for future endeavors then, would you like me to like text you about it or like how do I can it make you feel more comfortable doing this like that you feel the utmost that you can like give it the good amount of time? I don't know how to fucking explain it.
The thing is, when I see something I don't like, I usually try to get it out of my system as soon as possible, which means most of the times it's gonna be in between maps or like after we have scrimmed in the debrief.
Okay, if you feel that type of person, I just want to let you know that this will most likely be happening again, but I respect that you are the type of person, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay, as long as we don't run into problems that way, so if you feel like you're not heard or anything, or like it isn't respected the same way or whatever in the future, just let us know, okay? Because then we have to find another system that maybe makes this function. Then for me, just to reflect a little on myself, with the mental, I have drastic work on that. I realized myself definitely with yesterday, I VOD reviewed myself over Sky, and I could feel it really well that I was not calling out like I support like I'm used to do, like where the push is coming from, how to adapt into it. Honestly, I know it sounds stupid, but for me sometimes it's hard to pull me out over there. But I just need you to wake me up sometimes. So if you feel like you're like my mental is going down and like you not have the structure that you usually have, I need you to be 100% honest with me and just tell me that I'm like losing the grip and like that I'm not who I like how I used to IGL, if that makes sense. Then for the parts of mid round, I struggled with this a lot, and I keep struggling with this. In the background, I've been doing a lot of work on this, and personally, I feel like I actually improved here and there a bit more on it, but I can understand the frustration of like me not saying where to go, I am going to put a lot more how do you say it, eyes, thought into this. Like, I don't know how to explain it differently, but I will basically be, I'm gonna try to be much more aware of like where I'm directing the push through, like that I'm communicating correctly to people, like where I want them to plant, like what the plan is, all of that. I need to be a lot more there for you in that compartment. For the rest, the problem that I have with my aim at the moment is that I cannot be consistent for some reason. I am trying to do like some aim trainer right now, so I every day before I come online, I have like done aim training, and I have done like certain trainings that I always do in Siege that I like keep repeating. Hopefully that will make my aim more stable, because I cannot argue that for like a thing. Even with TJ, I had like a one-on-one today about it. Like, my aim is one day like peak, and like I've never played that good before, and then the other day it's like I'm in fucking gold lobbies fighting for my life to even like hit a shot off. But I just wanted you guys to know that I'm like working towards it and working towards fixing it.
Rain.
Yes.
To be honest, I thought your mechanics are, well, obviously extremely improved. I think they're at like quite a decent level. To be honest, I've even noticed you like not being able to hit shots or anything like that. Like, 'cause to me, like of what I've seen, it's been like very steady improvement. And I think, just in my opinion, the main thing is just like make sure you just have your gun up just all the time, or when you're switching when you're like using util, you're on a drone or anything like that, or you're like throwing something inside a room, you're in a position where, or like you throw it or you do something in a position where you can't be shot or you can't be swung on,
Okay.
because
Can
it'll lead to less, like, you could call it stupid deaths. You know what I mean?
Okay, for me, this is sometimes hard to recognize because I do not want to use it as an excuse, but because I have to think a lot more, it becomes difficult for me to do those small parts again. Not saying that I don't need to do them or that that is an excuse to like not make it happen. All I'm gonna ask is, can you guys, when you see me like standing in the most dead ass position that you think like, what the fuck is this guy doing over here with like while he's droning, just call me out on it, okay? Like, I want you to be as harsh as possible against me, because that's the way I learn the best from my experience. So if you see me standing somewhere stupid, like, you can even like make a joke about it. Like, I don't mind it. Like, if you say like, what the fuck, like a dumbass are you standing over there? Like, I will literally just laugh about it and be like, okay, like damn, like I actually like stood there like a dumbass, because the same thing happened like with my girlfriend. That's how she teach me how to position myself a bit more correctly.
It also just saying it's not like when you're stationary. It's when like you're throwing util somewhere, whether it be a drone, not you droning itself, but you throwing a drone, you throwing a flash, throwing a nade, throwing a capital bolt. It's like you just put yourself in front of the door, then do it. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. I'll pay more attention to it. Okay. The whole thing about this is that everyone is now going to reflect on what has been said about them, and either ask for help how to fix their set issue, or either to just say how they are going to do it, so we can hold each other accountable to the actions that we spoke we're going to do from today on, basically.
Yeah, I'll go next. Yeah, I was watching some some of the comms from Furia, like when they won like the recent event, or was it like Reload event? Yeah. And like every single person on that team, like the tone of their voice did not change at all the entire like game, even when they died. If you like, obviously, because I don't fucking speak Portuguese, if you were just listening to the comments, you wouldn't even have noticed the fact that someone's died or that guy's died, because he's commenting at the same tone, same like tonality, everything. Like, it's just very calm. That's the only way I could say it, and I would want to try and replicate that from the comms part. And then the trigger words part, been learning it, and yeah, should be good to go next swim, or tomorrow, whenever the next swim is.
Okay, then you tung Saur.
Sorry, can you say again, because my mom always wanted to ask me something.
That you like do not know what to do, or just asking?
Yeah, like What do I have to talk about?
So basically, the things that people like said about you right now, you reflect
Yeah.
on it with yourself. So if you don't have the answer to how to fix it, we can have a discussion about it, so people can help you to fix your issue. Or either you fix your issue yourself, but it's basically that you speak about an action you're going to do, but like other people can hold you accountable to it because we did it in a group. So you have no excuses anymore, basically.
Yeah, no. So I'm pretty sure I only heard like people say about my positioning. So I'm probably like gonna do a one-on-one with TJ to like see how like I should position myself better and stuff. Probably do a fodder review with him as well.
Okay.
Are you done? Got to add
Yeah.
on something to that. It's also like, okay, so for instance, in a position like the one I like talked about, if someone isn't on highway and like you go over there because you know that someone should be there, just like you should just call it out like, yo, someone should
Oh
be on highway.
yeah, I already talked about that with TJ, but that's
Alright.
because of like a very. It's gonna be hard. Sorry, it's gonna be hard for me to like do that because how I basically am as a person, I take responsibility for shit that other people don't do, if that makes sense. So instead of saying to people like, yo, someone has to go there, instead of doing that, I just go there myself. And I know like it's wrong, and I already had like a talk about that with TJ and Rain a bit. But yeah, I'm trying to like fix it, but it's gonna be a little something.
Cool. All good.
Messiah, I know you haven't given any criticism, but you got criticism, and I would like you to reflect upon what people said towards you.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with most of it. I think what Max said is sort of potentially the biggest thing I need to be working on. With what Alex said about my running in front of drones, I semi agree with that. I can definitely understand though where it's coming from, and I'm gonna stop. Try to stop doing that.
Okay, what is the part that you semi agree with? Can we like go a little bit deeper into that?
I feel like personally, sometimes the way we just take ages to establish any map control. There are situations where it's absolutely necessary to be in front of the drones for me, just because like everything is taking so long, and in these sort of rounds, it would like kind of give us another disadvantage if we just like kept waiting for everything to be droned out, you know?
Okay. Can we make it then happen that you talk about that like you maybe say like that things are like moving too slow, so like other people are up to date from it as well, if you know what I mean? So we can together try to fix the issue.
The problem is that sometimes there isn't a lot that anyone could do about that, about things moving too slow, you know? Sometimes that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And yeah,
The fraggers just need to take the risk at some point.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It depends on what part of the map it is. If it's like near site, obviously you can't run in front of the drone. But if they play like clubhouse
but, like,
basement and you go in top floor with only 1 minute remaining, yeah, you don't have to wait on the fucking drone. Or you can't wait on the drone.
Understandable. Okay.
Brian,
Yeah.
I just remembered something. Another thing is, not like just like a criticism about you, or not like criticism, but you know what I mean. That you should start droning a bit more. I'd say I feel like there sometimes is like a lack of information on like what where possibly people could be, or like, you know, if we're saying, oh shit, like let's just say for Clubhouse we've clear top floor, and like you're already ready to like try and like hold lounge for a bit, but we still haven't cleared bar, we still haven't cleared strip, and like let's just say both Alex's drones got shot. We never really get that info, and we'll just either wait on it or we'll just walk in blind.
Yeah, to
Even
me,
if people are there or if not, we just
to me, the problem with that is I can understand how it makes you feel. I feel like personally, I drone when I need to drone. It is just to me, it's when I'm telling you guys that I'm holding down lounge and you want me to drone and you want to hold it, you just communicate that. To me, it's not really like it's to me I don't do like how do I explain this? I don't go down into lounge to hold lounge basically to just not drone. I go there because nobody else is communicating that they're doing that set thing. Because I like have waited a few times like while I was like holding red for example and just like communicated like what we could maybe be doing here or there, but then I don't get the right information or whatever, and I'm just like, okay, I'll hold lounge like while we're like other people are droning, I guess, and like communicating to each other. Like it's not to be like rough around the edges or something, but like I take red stairs together with like Messiah, then I drone further up for him, like I drone his red out, then I take red under position, then I drone out his cache, I drone out his con, then I either like put my drone all the way back and I drone out like launch really quick or whatever. And then like everyone is like already like positioning themselves in a way that they wanna go for the bar clear out, but no one is like actually taking over that job from me of saying, oh, we got this, I'll take over launch so you can like drone more for us. Because I've never heard like anyone from my perspective when I called out like I'm holding launch, I barely have people that come to me and say that they will like take it over. I most of the time in launch I have to ask for people to take over my launch position so I can finally go do my harbor recharges thingies. Because every time when we have bar control and like I've done VOD reviews on myself like with the comms on and everything, I think like it maybe happened 1 or 2 times that it didn't happen, but most of the time I have to like practically beg people to come take over my position so I can finally do my hard breaching gadget stuff.
yeah. I was just using that as an example. I'm just saying that we just need to like have more information. I feel like that could be sufficed by just people joining more, and that also means that you and Alex should be joining more.
Yes, as I said, I kind of need TJ for this. I'm not going to lie. I have the feeling like I drone perfectly the amount like I need to drone.
Right.
I have
All right.
the,
Let's move on to the call thing.
no, because
Can I put up a screenshot for that?
For what?
Because I've
Yeah.
for the calls, because I've already got like something set up and just wanted to ask if like people are okay if we do it that way, because still don't know if like I got my point across
Okay.
good before.
Still got an idea as well, to be honest.
So the way I thought we could do it, obviously like this is like not fucking like everything, and don't take me up on this, like maybe tool wall, this will be a weird call, you know, but where we just like color code like different parts of a map and just like put calls on that shit. And then just like, I don't know, fucking here we can have like bike 1, this could be like bike 2 or whatever, you know, and we just like do it that way. Like on a very like deep level, so that like every so small like fucking area has its own fucking call out, you know?
Okay, then I'm just gonna ask because otherwise my brain is gonna like flip out over it. What is the reason for the different colors?
Just so, because like if everything would be blue, if everything would be the same color, you wouldn't see where things potentially overlap, or like it would look like things overlap, you know? You wouldn't really know where, like, for example, like garage door stops and like this fucking tool wall or whatever we want to call it ends, you know? Like that's the entire reason for it.
I
Okay.
want
no
to add
other
on
reason.
to that. I want to add on to that as well. Look into the team chat. I wanted to like. I think we both kind of have like a different way of thinking about it, because like this is like a very old like call outs thing for theme park, where they basically split up the basic call outs with the advanced call outs, so that like there is a general, like for instance consulate we'll have a fucking call off every single room, but then there's also like all the little things. I feel like it's a bit easier to have 2 screenshots for each floor.
Then in that case, we can just
What if we then do because this is a screenshot from R6 calls, right?
yeah, essentially, yeah.
So what if we like not like that? Like we just have the R6 calls thingy, like because it has all the basic calls already. Like we don't need to rewrite it. Like it's
I mean,
literally-
storage secret, like that's why.
Yeah, like we already said, we should go over everything, right? Like,
yeah, but I mean, if we take the screenshot of where every base call out is, and then we just make a map where we have like all those little squares that Messiah just made, and there every like apart call out, and because I'm sorry to say, like if I gotta sit here and like type garage for like garage and type lounge for lounge, like if I need to do that, like I'm gonna go mentally insane, because I think we all have enough comp experience that we know lounge is lounge and bar is bar and like strip is strip. And
can I give another potential approach we could do? We do the 2 screenshots, but essentially what we do is just like we do just a specific call out, and then again, what I said earlier, we just like we can just like take this fucking thing here, right? Oh my god. We can just take this and go over every fucking room, and just everybody says yes or no, and then we just agree on one call for, like, example, right? Stage, yes, like everybody can agree to call it stage. Then storage, no, I call it Adam, I call it secret, and then we just agree on one. And that these calls that like differ from the default calls, those we can like put on this sort of map.
okay, no, then we can basically just do what Zyko
That's-
said. Like then we can just
No. I think
No,
it's just
it's
a bit
not.
easy. If anything goes away from the norm on R6 calls, then just put like a cross through and just say secret, or cross through and say Adam, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we can
Like-
do that too, honestly.
Yeah.
Like just like fucking this. And then just like wait, there was a pen at some point. I know it.
Tools?
Tools? Oh,
Yeah.
no.
You can just do the line next to like
Or
your
the
arrow
edit.
thingy.
I can also do shape and then theoretically do this.
I mean, yeah, to be honest, that's something you could do.
Yeah. Let's do it red.
You could also not.
You could also
Yeah, I
just
don't
use
know,
the
like-
templates that are blank and put in the words.
We just talked about that, yeah. Okay, we
so,
have to agree on something. Nice.
okay, for me personally, it would be just no, like I agree with like the method we just like last talked about, that we just put the X over it and then we put like the next writing, like what we actually call like in it.
That's fine for me as well.
Or we can like just give it the black box over it, and like that like it isn't like a red cross, and then just in white lettering like what it was, like what we want to call it.
Yeah.
And then we can of course
Right.
like,
Are we okay with
Let's
that?
get
Or-
to it then, boys.
Okay,
Come
let-
on, let's go.
From me
That's-
asking, can we start with the base callouts and then move up?
Yeah,
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking as well. Like first do like the base callouts, see if everyone agrees on stuff, and then we can, if we
Okay.
have like something we come across that's not that everyone calls something different, we can do it like with the box and
Okay.
put it over the.
Can I ask something that is gonna help my like my little autism part of my brain to not suffer so much? Can we either start with the top floor or the bottom floor and not with the fucking middle one?
sure. Then let's do the second floor, honestly.
That's fine, and then just move down, because otherwise my brain is like not gonna comprehend
Also,
the living
I,
shit
I
out of
would
me.
I would suggest using my templates so there's less shit on the screen as well. But that's up to you.
Like the
guys.
blue templates.
We could do that
Where are they?
All in the drive.
in the drive.
Isn't there like fucking link?
Yeah, like
You
there's
just
the
There's-
drive link, or you can
Where?
click just Google Drive.
If you go-
There's,
Yeah.
there's no way. Like you're in the drive. I've seen like this is literally no. This isn't the drive. What the
This is
fuck?
for Roma Torda.
Like click on shared with me, like that you go to your home plate, and then somewhere
Nova
there
Reflex.
it should be Nova Reflex.
You just went past it, the fucking idiot.
What happened?
Yeah,
went
bro.
on
Go back. It's in the middle of the.
Yeah, this is our drive.
Welcome to our drive, Messiah.
No,
Thank
not
you.
that, not that, not
Where,
that.
Yeah.
not
where,
that.
okay, where is it? Which one?
They are new. They are in
You
new.
have drive
Yeah,
on
then.
white mode. Kill yourself.
Wait, man. Where's clock? There it is. And just give me the fucking.
You can copy each one individually and make them whatever size
Ah.
you want,
Ah,
all separate
bro,
images.
bro, what? Ah.
and they're all scaled.
Ah.
So when you drag it, it doesn't go stretched or blurry. It's scaled correctly as well.
Perfect.
You just need to change the colour to not black, not white. Any
yeah,
colour.
where-
I normally go for like a dark greyish. That kind of works quite well, or a dark, like a lightish blue. Any of them will work
As
I
long
quite
as
well.
it's really
Holy
dark.
shit,
that
bro,
light.
not that.
Not that light.
Too dark, not.
Yeah, that will.
Yeah.
Any of them will
Boys,
work.
are we like fucking talking about the color of the background? Let's just
You
get
have
on
has
to
to
just
match.
building
It
the
has to have a
scene.
good vibe.
No, fuck that shit.
Make it whatever size you want. Don't forget you can zoom in and out of the actual slide itself as well.
Yeah.
so.
Doesn't really matter.
Okay, so let's just start with the simple shit. What the fuck? I'm confused. I had a stop floor. God damn it. Okay.
You can't read the strat book. That's
Okay.
a good start.
Just like let's just quickly name like rafters, and let's just name garage real quick.
Yeah. give
Well,
me
we
a
all
second.
everyone knows R1, 2, and 3, but what order is the correct question?
Yeah, but like we're first doing the
We're just
base
doing
calls,
basic calls.
and then we're
the
going into
basic call
in
for
depth.
rooms.
They are basic calls, but okay.
Yeah, no, like basic calls for fucking room.
You can make it transparent.
That works. That works. Hello, that works.
That works. I fuck with this.
Actually, calm down. Okay.
And then just make it transparent, and you're set. Easy.
Wait, where is it? Here we go. Oh my god.
That's
I
worse.
fuck-
That's
I-
worse.
I
Yes,
fuck-
give me a second, bro. The thing is, I had it set. Nigga, you know what?
Bro, it's just all the way starting again, bro.
Why has man made this so
Just give me this.
Just kidding.
Put in another here. Then another thing that we
Can't
can do
copy
is just
it.
like copy this.
Keep the colour the way it is, yeah, because that colour works really well.
Yeah. Nigga.
This man
But we'll get there eventually, boys.
Let's go, guys.
Hakuna